from the scene suggests that the video journalist Pinaki was also attacked. The police action, allegedly at the behest of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, aimed to halt the protests. Protesters expressed anger, stating that the police wanted to prevent them from demonstrating. They recounted instances of police arresting individuals associated with the protests, including Geeta Bora, one of the prominent figures in the movement. Now, the women protesters claimed that they were attacked by the police while peacefully demonstrating. Tensions erupted in Tadipatri town of Anantapur district as supporters of the TDP and YSRCP clashed at a polling booth on Monday. The conflict arose when sitting MLA and YSRCP candidate Kethi Reddy Peda Reddy and TDP candidate JC Ashmith Reddy, accompanied by his father Tadipatri Municipal Chairman Prabhakar Reddy, arrived at the polling booth simultaneously and engaged in a dispute over entry precedence. Now, the situation escalated as supporters from both parties joined the argument. Despite police intervention, a large crowd gathered and resorted to pelting stones at parked cars near the polling station. The Tamil Nadu government has authorized the prosecution of BJP State President K. Annamalai following allegations of promoting disharmony among communities. The sanctions stemmed from a complaint by activist Piyush Manish accusing Annamalai of inciting enmity through a speech delivered in September 2022 in Madurai. Now, during his speech, Annamalai referenced a purported incident from 1956 involving DMK founder and former Chief Minister C.N. Annadurai, suggesting that certain remarks made by Annadurai had offended devotees of goddess Meenakshi Amman. Now, this purportedly led to an apology after a warning from the forward bloc leader Mathuramalin Thevar. While the authenticity of this event has been questioned by many, Manish filed a complaint with the Salem police and district administration seeking legal action against him. Upon hearing the plea, the Judicial Magistrate Court in Salem mandated government sanction for prosecution as charges fall under Section 153A of the Indian Penal Code. Viewers, let's shift our focus now to some business stories. The world of artificial intelligence is heating up with some big announcements being made in the last 2 days. After OpenAI, now Google too has introduced some groundbreaking news innovations in the field of AI. We will tell you all that and more about the recent AI warning that has been issued by the IMF chief in our next segment. Stay tuned. As Indian economy continues to soar, global ratings agency Moodys has released its latest economic outlook for India. As per Moodys, the Indian economy is projected to grow at around 6.6% in the fiscal year 2025. The prediction comes after the Indian economy experienced a notable expansion of around 8% in the last fiscal year. The strong projection of the Indian economy, as per Moodys, is attributed to India's strong non-banking financial companies. The projection also reveals the strength of India's NBFC sector, which is experiencing a rise from the increasing credit demand in the country, adding to their profitability. Now, in their projections, Moodys has also projected India's growth in the upcoming fiscal year at 6.2%. The Moodys report comes as part of a recent flurry of India's growth projections from international agencies that have shown resilient growth numbers despite global economic stress. Now, while the RBI has projected India's growth at around 7% for the current fiscal year, the IMF has projected India's growth at around 6.8%, with more revisions expected to take place. Moving on to the United States, viewers, as we brought you the updates yesterday, the US has indeed applied new tariffs on China. Biden administration, in a surprising yet consistent with the US policy measures, has imposed fresh sanctions on Beijing targeting its highly competitive electric vehicles, chip manufacturing and medical products industry. Now, keeping in line with his Republican predecessor Donald Trump, Biden has rehashed the US-China trade war by maintaining the Trump-era tariffs while adding few of his own. Now, some of the new tariffs introduced by Biden include quadrupling of duties on electric vehicles from China, which now reaches 100%, and also street of doubling the duties on semiconductors by around 50%. The US president has justified this recent bout of what is being termed as the US-China trade war by saying that it is in the interest of the American workers. President Biden has said that American workers can outwork and outcompete anyone as long as there is fair competition. US believes that the subsidies given by the Chinese government in critical industries in their country has created an unfair competitive environment in global economy, especially against the US. Meanwhile, Beijing has vowed to retaliate to this US aggression. Reportedly, the Chinese Ministry of Commerce is in process to take defensive measures against the US hike. Meanwhile, the AI race, Google has introduced its latest AI-powered search engine experience for its users. The announcement came in the alignment with Google's goal to reinvent search engines in the era of generative AI. Google has introduced new features like AI overviewers that can create summaries for searches based on the information available online. It also has the capability to further break down the topics into various degrees of simplicity. Google has also introduced a new feature called Ask Photos, which can search through your Google library to search specific photographs based on audio and text descriptions. The new announcement came at Google's annual developer conference, Google I/O. The features are at the moment being released in the United States. We'll plan to further roll them out worldwide by the end of this year. And the battle of AI is heating up as tech giants unveil their newest innovations in the field that can disrupt the internet and our lives as we know it. In the last 2 days, Google AI has revealed their latest model, GPT-4o, which has real-time voice and video capabilities. Now, Google too has revealed some promising AI advancements in their 2024 conference. Amidst these developments, Kristalina Georgieva, the head of the International Monetary Fund, has issued a stark warning against AI. Now, as per the IMF chief, AI is going to reshape employment worldwide within the next 2 years. The IMF chief has said that artificial intelligence will hit the jobs market like a tsunami. She had further added that the AI can affect developed countries the most, with projections of around 60% jobs being lost to AI. Now, on the global scale, the figures of jobs losses to AI can be as high as 40% as per the IMF chief. Now let's shift our attention to some important international news stories. This morning, protests in Georgia continue to escalate, with protesters reaching the gates of the parliament over the controversial new foreign law. Meanwhile, Russian President Putin is gearing up to visit China this week. However, fresh protests erupted in Israel, not for the freedom of hostages this time, but the occupation of Gaza. All that and more in our international segment this quick morning. In the southern Israeli city of Sderot, thousands of people marched advocating for Israel to retake control of Gaza once the war is over. Now, right-wing Israelis are specifically pushing the resettlement of Gaza, arguing it's necessary for national security. Israel withdrew its troops from Gaza in 2005, a move that led to relocation of approximately 99,000 settlers and sparked significant internal debate within Israel. The Sderot, situation just kilometers away from Gaza, felt the immediate impact of recent hostilities, where Hamas initiated attacks on Israel starting from October 7. Following devastating floods in Afghanistan, Baghlan province, displaced individuals faced challenges in securing shelter. On Tuesday, some of these displaced individuals were seen setting up tents provided by individuals and NGOs. According to the United Nations Food Agency, usually Unusually intense seasonal rains have resulted in over 300 fatalities and the destruction of more than 1,000 homes, primarily in Baglan province, which experienced severe flooding on Friday. The World Health Organization reported delivering 7 tons of medicine and emergency kits to the affected areas in April. Heavy rains and flash floods in Afghanistan claimed at least 70 lives and destroyed approximately 2,000 homes, along with 3 mosques and 4 schools. And Speaker Mike Johnson made history as the highest-ranking Republican to accompany Donald Trump to his trial in the hush money payments. He underscored Trump's enduring influence within the GOP as the nation approaches an unprecedented general elections. Johnson's attendance at Trump's trial marked a significant, if not unprecedented, moment in modern American political history. As a prominent figure within the U.S. and House constitutional officer, Johnson's presence signals a shift within his political party, raising questions about its stance on the U.S. system and the rule of law, particularly his assertion of the trial's illegitimacy. Addressing reporters in a nearby park while Trump's former confidant Michael Cohen testified, Johnson criticized Cohen as a man driven by personal vendetta, a critique that Trump himself is prohibited from making due to a gag order imposed by the court. Well, let's pause for a quick break, viewers. On the other side, we will bring you more updates from the world of sports and entertainment in our quick morning bulletin when we come back, latest from the Italian Open and more.
This is the Republic Luminous Studio, your destination for all the breaking news updates. I am Suesha Sawant. Let's get started.
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of digital democracy. Some sectors like auto, real estate, fintech and electronics are fueling this growth. The drivers of growth will be recognized at the Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards. Nominations open now. Stay tuned.
चल हो जा शुरू
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
For a country taking bold strides.
Welcome back, viewers. Now let's take a quick look at the world of sports. From Delhi Capitals registering a crucial win in their last game of the season to the latest qualifiers for the quarterfinals at the Italian Open. Here are the top sports stories we are tracking for you this quick morning. In the last night's thriller at the IPL, it was Delhi Capitals who sealed a crucial 19-run win against their opponents, the Lucknow Super Giants. Delhi needed the win in order to continue their playoffs hopes in the ongoing season, and the players have delivered in the do-or-die situation. Meanwhile, Lucknow go back with a defeat. However, with one more game in hand, they too keep some faint aspirations. Half-centuries from Abhishek Porel and Tristan Stubbs powered DC to the target of 209 runs in the first innings. However, it was Ishant Sharma and Akshar Patel of the Delhi Capitals that unsettled the LSG top order to settle for a 19-run win. This despite Nicholas Puran's 27-ball 62 and Arshad Khan's unbeaten 58-run knock, which attempted to take LSG over the line. Now, after the match, Delhi Capitals now sit 5th on the points table with 14 points. Meanwhile, Lucknow are now placed 7th with 12 points. In match number 65 of the IPL, it's Rajasthan Royals who will face the Punjab Kings at the Baraspara Cricket Stadium in Guwahati. It is Rajasthan Royals who are going into the match with their spot sealed in the playoffs. However, with 3 consecutive losses in the run-up to this match, the Royals will be keen to end the season on a top note by winning their last 2 games. Now, Punjab Kings, on the other hand, have put to rest all the hopes of qualifying in the playoffs, sitting last on the points table. The last 2 games for Punjab are a matter of pride to win. However, Punjab too comes in the contest with a 2-match losing streak. As the 2 teams head to field in Guwahati tonight, all eyes are set on Rajasthan if they can crack their losing streak ahead of the playoffs, or will it be Punjab Kings that will pull an upset? 3-time Monte Carlo Masters champion Stefanos Tsitsipas has cruised into the quarterfinals of the ATP 1000 Italian Open in Rome. In his match against the last 16, the Greek 6th seed beat Australian Alex de Minaur in a 6-1, 6-2 match. With this, Tsitsipas registered his 13th win against de Minaur in the 15 career meeting the two have had so far. The Greek conceded just 2 points on his own serve and broke twice in the opening set in just 24 minutes. Now, in the second set, Tsitsipas found 2 more reeks in the third and the 5th games. However, later in the game, he found another break and served out to 15 to seal the win. The Greek player will now face Chile's Nicolas Jarry in the quarterfinals to find a spot in the semis at Rome. Meanwhile, more news from the Italian Open. 3rd seed Alexander Zverev too have stormed to the quarterfinals at Rome after defeating Portugal's Nuno Borges in a straight sets win. Zverev dropped the Portuguese opponent in just 1 hour and 27 minutes, winning the game 6-2, 7-5. Zverev is now poised to face Taylor Fritz in the quarterfinals to find a spot in the semis. On the other hand, it was the American Tommy Paul who landed the biggest upset to the day when he defeated 2nd seed and reigning home Open champion Daniil Medvedev in his final match in last 16. Paul cruised past the defending champ in a convincing straight sets win of 6-4, 6-1. Tommy Paul will now face Poland's Hubert Hurkacz in the quarterfinals to mount his challenge for the Final 4 in Rome. Alright viewers, it's time to dive into the entertainment segment where we are getting you updates from the infamous defamation case of French filmmaker to Jackie Schroff seeking legal remedies. Stay tuned as we...
Coming up next on Live this morning, I, Shivangi Shukla, and my colleague Ginny will talk about what is really happening this morning and what we can expect, especially the violent clashes which took place between the YSRCP and the TDP, sparking yet another election controversy. Do not go anywhere. We're coming up next on Live this morning.
Supreme's over 9,000 and more plumbing and drainage products and water tanks are made from high-quality raw materials and innovative designs. Supreme Total Piping Solutions, with you for a lifetime.
चल, हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
For a country taking bold strides in economic growth and scientific advancement, India's digital success story is a unique study in brilliance. Semiconductors, space tech, EVs, fintechs, health techs, and more. Entrepreneurs driving India's brand new success story deserve a salute. Republic Business is all set to host its first ever Emerging Technology Awards. If you think your work qualifies, if you think you could inspire hundreds at home and beyond, do apply or nominate. For more details, log on to www.rbeta.in.
चल हो जा शुरू
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबां केसरी
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand, brings you the latest breaking news updates from across the country only on Republic TV. I am Suesha Samant.
This is Republic Luminous Studio, your destination for all the breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
जेके टायर देश का टायर
Viewers, we are live this morning. I'm Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest coming in. I'll be joined by my colleague Guinea, and we have a lot lined up for you this morning itself. What is happening, what we can expect later in the day, you get it all on this show. Now remember that Aam Aadmi Party has admitted that Swati Maliwal was misbehaved, with very big news we'll be tracking today itself. And not just that, one more election controversy has erupted. For more, let's go across to my colleague Guinea.
Not just this, Shivangi, Prime Minister's road shows also lined up in Mumbai. But before this, let's get you the top headlines at this hour.
Prime Minister leads BJP charge set to hold a mega road show today. PM Modi is leading the charge there, and he'll be holding a mega road show in Mumbai today. Assaultgate hits up. Swati Maliwal's husband alleges conspiracy, claims threat to her life. Sandesh Khalid rises against Mamata government. Women to take to streets in protest. YSRCP and TDP cadres trade blows at polling booth in Andhra Pradesh. Trouble mounts for Annamalai as he faces prosecution for alleged hate speech.
Look at even US's own attitude to Chabahar. In the past, the US has been appreciative of the fact that Chabahar has a larger relevance. So we will work at it.
After United States sanctions warning over Chabahar deal, External Affairs Minister hits right back. We begin this news bulletin live this morning with some election-related controversy. This one coming in from Andhra Pradesh. After the polling had concluded, we saw there were some violent clashes. YSRCP versus one of the primary opposition parties in Andhra Pradesh, TDP. That is what we saw. And we saw that this was over the safeguarding of EVM machines, Guinea. That's right, Shivangi. And violent incidents reportedly took place in Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, where YSRCP workers allegedly vandalized the TDP office and set a car on fire. Now, despite the conclusion of voting, post-poll violence persists, triggering tensions in the area and requiring heightened police vigilance across the state. Now, Shivangi, also remember the slapping incident by the YSRCP leader there. So quite a few incidents of violence that erupted in Andhra Pradesh. Absolutely, Guinea. Let's go straight across to my colleague Aneri is joining us live right now. Aneri, we saw polling yesterday, phase 4 of elections. Many controversies erupted. Take us through about this election controversy which has come in from Andhra Pradesh. What really went down, Aneri?
Well, Shivangi, what we have been seeing is that a massive face-off between the TDP and the YSRCP in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Well, remember, on the day of polling as well, we had seen that there were many clashes which had broken out at various places. Many of the TDP leaders TDP agents were also attacked at the polling stations, and yesterday as well we had seen that in Nadu there was the TDP office which was vandalized. A car was set ablaze, and also in another district where we had seen that there was a massive face-off between YSRCP and the TDP, where the workers of both the parties had hit it out at each other. There was toll pelting, the vehicles were damaged there, and also we had seen that how the police officials reached the spot to disperse the crowd. So massive face-off. That incident had taken place at near a university where there were EVMs. The strong room was there, and there we had seen this clash which had broken out, a violent crash which had broken out. So definitely a massive face-off between the YSRCP and the TDP, even after the voting is completed. But then, you remember, voting percentage is very low when comparative to last time, as we have been seeing that Andhra Pradesh is also had assembly polls as well. So we'll have to see how it turns out to be and what would be the next move, because there have been massive clashes, not only in one place, but across the state of Andhra Pradesh. At various locations, clashes have been reported.
All right, Aneri. Thanks for those details. Of course, massive clashes reported in Andhra Pradesh. Probably this could also be the reason for low voter turnout over there.
Now, moving on to news coming in from Jammu and Kashmir this time, Lieutenant Governor G. Manoj Sinha has stated that zero-tolerance policy has been adopted against drugs to ensure a drug-free Jammu and Kashmir. Now, in a high-level meeting convened to assess the performance of the Home Department, the LG emphasized the necessity for unified efforts involving the police, the civil administration and civil society to eradicate this menace. Shivangi.
Absolutely. And I believe we have Aravat with us, joining us live for more on this story. Aravat, making it, the LG has made it very clear. Zero tolerance policy towards drug. Take us through the latest coming in. Aravat.
Yeah, Shangi, after the security agencies, now LG Manoj Sinha has adopted a policy of zero tolerance against drugs to make drug-free Jammu and Kashmir. Yesterday, a high-level meeting was chaired by the DGP Jammu and Kashmir Police and other important people from the administration to review the operation of drug addiction centers in the parts of the Kashmir Valley. We have recently seen in the North Kashmir, Baramulla, two major narco handlers have been arrested and the heroin have been recovered, which is worth having 52 crores, which is a big thing in the Kashmir Valley. The drugs that was recovered by the Jammu and Kashmir police in the North Kashmir Baramulla was sent from across the border to involve the youngsters from the Kashmir Valley in the drug menace. After that, we have seen these measures have been taken by the LG Manoj Sinha yesterday in a meeting. And also, if we'll talk about the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway, recently we have seen the artificial intelligence-based cameras have been installed at the various locations on the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway system, which involves high CCTV Fox cameras integrated with the database containing the photographs of the criminals and other OGWs who are doing these type of narco activities in the Kashmir Valley. It clearly indicates that the Jammu and Kashmir police and the civil administration has adopted a policy to take help from the intelligence-based cameras to do crackdown on these kind of such elements who are trying to disturb peace in the Kashmir Valley. Yes, Shwagi.
All right, Aravat, thank you for getting us those details coming in. A mega crackdown on narco terror in Jammu and Kashmir. We'll keep a very close eye on the story. For now, let's move ahead to the other stories we're tracking right now. Let's go to the national capital. In the national capital, viewers, the Rouse Avenue Court is all set to hear the pleas of the former Delhi Deputy CM and Senior Army Party leader Manish Sisodia's bail regarding the liquor policy case today. This comes after the Delhi High Court on May 14 reserved its judgment in the plea filed by Soria.
That's right, Shivangi, and the court stated that Aam Aadmi Party, currently holding power in Delhi and Punjab, would be implicated as an accused in the money laundering investigation associated with the Delhi government's previously discarded excise policy. Well, joining us is my colleague Sandeep Aditya. I believe he's standing right outside the Rouse Avenue court. Now, a very good morning to you, Aditya. Take us through all the details you have gathered. What is the argument that their side, the Aam Aadmi Party, is going to present in the court today?
It needs to be noted that Manish Sisodia's bail hearing is scheduled to, Manish Sisodia's custody is scheduled to end today. And he has been in jail since February 23, 2023, and it needs to be seen as to how this entire case unfolds. Yesterday, the ED has accused the Aam Aadmi Party, the entire party, as an accused in the Delhi excise liquor policy case, and it needs to be seen. And considering that the ED might reject the bail hearing of Manish Sisodia, and it needs to be seen that he is probed both by CBI and EDI. And what further hearings need to be it needs to be seen as to what further cases take place today. Well, so the court is scheduled to hear the case of Manish Sisodia at between 10 to 11 today in the Rouse Avenue Court.
Right. Well, thank you, Aditya, for getting us all the details. In fact, we've seen Manish Sisodia's bail plea being rejected by the High Court and by the Apex Court. Let's go ahead to the other news we're tracking. political turbulence has stricken Aam Aadmi Party yet again. Now, Naveen Jahind, the former spouse of Rajya Sabha MP Swati Maliwal, has voiced concerns over her safety, suggesting a potential threat to her life. And remember, Aam Aadmi Party has already admitted that Swati Maliwal, when she went to the CM's residence, there was misbehavior done to her.
That's right, Shivangi. It seems that trouble seems to be mounting one after the other for the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, his remarks came not so long after the admission by the Aam Aadmi Party regarding an assault on Maliwal, allegedly involving Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's personal secretary, Bibhav Kumar. Now, here's what we know.
In a fresh wave of political backlash, the Aam Aadmi Party finds itself sitting on a hot plate yet again. Not so long after AAP admitted the assault on Swati Maliwal, allegedly involving Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's personal secretary, Bibhav Kumar. After 32 hours of deafening silence,
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के आवास पर स्वाति मालीवाल जी मिलने के लिए पहुंची थी, ड्राइंग रूम में इंतजार कर रही थी। इस बीच विभव कुमार जी वहां पे आते हैं और उन्होंने स्वाति मालीवाल जी के साथ बहुत बदतमीजी की, अभद्रता की। इस पूरे मामले की जानकारी 112 नंबर पे कॉल करके स्वाति मालीवाल जी ने पुलिस को दी। इस घटना की जितनी निंदा की जाए कम है। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने पूरी घटना को संज्ञान में लिया है और इस पूरे मामले में सख्त कार्रवाई करने को कहा है।
Naveen Jahind, a former spouse of Rajya Sabha MP Swati Maliwal, has voiced concerns over her safety, suggesting potential threat to her life.
राम राम भाई मैं नवीन जैहिंद और कल से मेरे पास बहुत पत्रकारों के फ़ोन आ रहे हैं। जो घटना हुई है कल सीएम हाउस अरविंद केजरीवाल के घर में स्वाति के साथ जो मारपीट हुई है स्वाति मालीवाल के साथ, तो पहली बात तो मैं बता दूं भाई, मेरा उनके साथ तलाक हो चुका है। करीब 4 साल से हमारा कोई संपर्क है नहीं। दूसरी बात जो मैं बताऊं आपको, जो स्वाति के साथ ये घटना हुई है, ये पूरी साजिशन घटना हुई है, पूरी साजिश के तहत घटना हुई है और उसको अब डराया धमकाया जा रहा है और उसके साथ कुछ भी हो सकता है। ये भी मैं जानकारी के लिए आपको बता देता हूँ।
Even as the AAP Supremo lectures on women's safety, the party has largely remained mum when confronted.
Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal ji. Your member parliament has been beaten. A woman parliament has been beaten in your house. Please answer. Why aren't you taking any action against Bibhav Kumar, that person who has allegedly beaten member of parliament in your house? Why don't you answer?
Despite the glaring allegations, when confronted, the ministers have chosen to walk away.
अब ये स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में कुछ बताइए ना मैम, कहाँ पर मैम स्वाति मालीवाल के कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च करेंगे क्या मैम? मैम कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च करेंगी स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में?
Meanwhile, the BJP is taking no prisoners.
एक महिला के साथ बदतमीजी होती है, मारपीट होती है और आप कह रहे हैं कि हम संज्ञान लेंगे। अब तक तो गिरफ्तारी कर देना चाहिए था। और जो ये कह रहे हैं कि अरविंद केजरीवाल वहाँ नहीं थे, हम ये कह रहे हैं कि सारी घटना मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल के समक्ष हुई है। तुरंत पुलिस एफआईआर दर्ज होनी चाहिए, इसी बयान पर होनी चाहिए और जो जो दोषियों के खिलाफ कड़ी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता संजय सिंह ने 31 घंटे बाद प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर ये माना कि स्वाति मालीवाल के साथ सीएम निवास के ऊपर बदतमीजी की गई, मारपिटाई की गई और मारपिटाई उनके पीए अरविंद केजरीवाल के पीए विभव कुमार ने की। ये भी मान्य किया और ये भी मान्य किया कि स्वाति मालीवाल ने एक पीसीआर कॉल कल 112 पर करी थी। पर संजय सिंह आधी बात बता रहे हैं, पूरी बात नहीं बता रहे। जो पीसीआर कॉल गई थी उसमें स्वाति मालीवाल ने कहा था कि मेरे को अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने पर पिटाई की जा रही है और विभव कुमार ने मेरी पिटाई की है।
सब जानते हैं कि संजय सिंह अब लीपापोती करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्या ये मुमकिन है कि अरविंद केजरीवाल के आवास पर, जो कि मुख्यमंत्री आवास हैं, उन्हीं के पीए और बहुत ही करीबी बाकायदा राज्यसभा की सांसद स्वाति मालीवाल के साथ मार पिटाई करेंगे, बदसलूकी करेंगे और ये बगैर अरविंद केजरीवाल की इजाज़त के होगा? तो देखिए, संजय सिंह जितनी भी लीपापोती करें, सब जानते हैं कि पार्टी में किस कदर गंदगी है और क्या कुछ होता है।
AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal, who is already roped in the Liquorgate scam, is currently out on bail. Is his continued silence a sign that he wants to avoid the bars of Tihar at all cost? And if not, then why hasn't the Delhi Chief Minister cleared the air around such a glaring allegation?
So viewers, Assaultgate is exploding continuously. It's getting bigger and bigger. The BJP is also asking for answers from the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP has called this entire incident shameful. Let's move ahead, viewers, to the other stories we're tracking. Here's a quick look at all the stories making the headlines right now. Ras Avenue Court is set to hear the case on the genocide of Sikhs in Janakpuri and Vikaspuri related to the 1984 anti-Sikh riots. The court is hearing the matter after taking cognizance of the charge sheet filed by the Special Investigation Team into the case. The court has booked former Congress leader Sajjan Kumar under various sections of the IPC for rioting, armed with a deadly weapon and illegal provocation. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha has implemented a zero-tolerance policy against drugs. This comes after a high-level meeting took place to operationalize the drug de-addiction centers across Jammu and Kashmir under the government's initiative for a drug-free state. Under the meeting, the state has adopted a zero-tolerance policy. In alignment with this, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has busted various narco-terror modules in Baramulla, where a huge amount of heroin was seized and over 5 individuals were arrested. The Supreme Court of India is scheduled to hear the bail plea of jailed DMK leader and former Tamil Nadu Minister V. Senthil Balaji. Balaji was arrested last year in connection with the pay for jobs scam in Tamil Nadu and is now seeking bail in the money laundering case. Delhi High Court is set to hear Sameer Mahindru's interim bail petition on May 15 concerning the Delhi liquor scam case. Mahindru, a liquor businessman, seeks an extension of his interim bail initially granted on medical grounds due to his and his wife's ill health. Former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Soria, implicated in the Delhi liquor scam case, will appear in Rouse Avenue Court today as his judicial custody concludes. Additionally, the court will conduct a hearing on framing charges against the accused in the CBI case linked to the Delhi liquor policy scam. The Jammu and Kashmir High Court will address ED's petition challenging the bail granted to Congress candidate and prominent campaigner Chaudhry Lal Singh. The ED arrested him in connection with a case involving irregularities in land acquisition by a non-governmental organization operated by his wife. Initially scheduled for April 18th, the petition was postponed due to the court's other hearings. And viewers, let's move ahead to our sports segment. Now, this story is for all our sports lovers and enthusiasts. It is IPL season and Rajasthan Royals versus Punjab Kings in Guwahati. And not just that, viewers, it is Rajasthan Royals who are going into the match with their spot seal in the playoffs. So, the contest tonight is the one of pride. Here is a full report on that.
In match number 65 of the IPL, it's time for Rajasthan Royals to face Punjab Kings in Guwahati. It is Rajasthan Royals who are going into the match with their spot sealed in the playoffs. However, with 3 consecutive losses in the run-up to this match, the Royals will be keen to end this season on a top note by winning their last 2 games. Punjab Kings, on the other hand, have put a rest to all hopes of qualifying in the playoffs. Sitting last on the points table, the last two games for Punjab are a matter of pride to win. However, Punjab too comes into the contest with a 2-match losing streak. In the head-to-head stats, it is the Royals who have the upper hand over the Kings. With Rajasthan having won 16 of the 27 games the two teams have played against each other so far. As the two teams head to the field in Guwahati tonight, all eyes will be set on Rajasthan if they can crack their losing streak ahead of the playoffs, or will it be Punjab Kings that will pull a massive upset?
And in more sports news coming in, viewers, the logo for the World Athletics Championship 2025 has been released, garnering attention among athletes and the media alike. Local designer Ryo Nagagawa's winning design, chosen from over 300 entries, encapsulates the theme of World Tokyo, connecting with Japan's most renowned athletes in attendance. Anticipation is high for a thrilling event at the National Stadium next September.
The logo for the highly anticipated 2025 World Athletics Championship was unveiled in the host city of Tokyo for the prestigious event. Selected from an impressive pool of 368 submissions, the chosen design was crafted by a local designer, Ryo Nakagawa. The unveiled logo symbolizes the fusion of modernity and tradition. Its dynamic composition embodies a sense of speed, while subtle nods to Japanese aesthetics add layers of cultural significance. Of particular note are the stripes within the logo, inspired by the city's code for Tokyo. These stripes not only pay homage to the city's identity, but also cleverly represent the lanes of a track.
すごく嬉しくて誇りに思っています。で、先ほど会見でもお話ししましたけれども、大きなスポーツイベントのデザインに関わりたいという思いでずっとやってきたので、夢が叶ったかな、長いことやってきてよかったなっていうのが率直な感想です。
Amongst those present at the unveiling was Japan's own Haruka Kitaguchi, the reigning women's javelin world champion.
あまり叶えてこられなかったので、今回次の2025の東京の世界陸上ではたくさんお世話になった方々が現地に足を運んでくれればいいなっていうふうに思います。
With the excitement palpable and preparations well underway, the stage is set for an unforgettable showcase of athleticism and culture. The Japanese capital is set to host the world's finest athletes between September 13th and 21st of 2025.
Yes, it's time to slip in a very short break, but don't go anywhere, as coming up after the break is Sandesh Khali rises against Mamata government, women to take to streets in protest. This and much more after a very short break. Stay tuned, viewers.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
चल, हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो, मतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of digital democracy. Some sectors like auto, real estate, fintech and electronics are fueling this growth. The drivers of growth will be recognized at the Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards. Nominations open now. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
For a country taking bold strides in economic growth and scientific advancement, India's digital success story is a unique study in brilliance. Semiconductors, space tech, EVs, fintechs, health techs, and more. Entrepreneurs driving India's brand new success story deserve a salute. Republic Business is all set to host its first ever Emerging Technology Awards. If you think your work qualifies, if you think you could inspire hundreds at home and beyond, do apply or nominate. For more details, log on to www.rbeta.in.
We are live this morning. Let's tell you what is happening all around the world. UK PM Rishi Sunak, while delivering a speech on security at the Policy Exchange think tank, stated that UK looked up to what he called an economic superpower like India.
The pledge to make his country's economy dynamic and innovative. Delivering his speech, he stressed that resilience is needed to stand firm while rapidly growing nations like India reshape the global economy. Let's take a look at this story.
On Monday, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak referred to India's ascent as an economic superpower while committing to fostering a dynamic, innovative economy driven by technological advancement. The British PM rained his praises on the country while delivering a speech on security at the Policy Exchange think tank. Asserting that the next 5 years will witness greater change than the previous 30, Sunak, in his address on security, emphasized the need for a clear plan and bold ideas to ensure a secure future for the British populace. Sunak noted that emerging economic powers like India, Indonesia and Nigeria are reshaping the global economy rapidly. Sunak even highlighted India's economic resilience amid global challenges, including navigating the aftermath of COVID-19. Sunak's commendation of India coincides with the Reserve Bank of India's forecast in February, expecting the country's GDP to expand by 7% in 2024 to 2025. Similarly, IMF too raised India's GDP growth projection for 2024-25 by 30 basis points in their report. Sunak's speech has indeed underscored the soaring Indian economy.
And since assuming the office for the 5th time now, Russian President Vladimir Putin is all set to make his first foreign trip this week. President Putin will visit China, that is right, to strengthen relations between the two countries, Guinea.
Yes, Shivangi, and during his two-day visit, President Putin will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. The two leaders will discuss bilateral ties among other issues. Let's take a look at this story.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is all set to visit China this week. Russia's acting foreign minister Sergei Lavrov added that the cooperation of the two countries will play an important role in world affairs.
Он вырвался в лидеры мирового развития, и это не устраивает США, которые вместе со своими сателлитами, подмяв под себя уже весь остальной Запад, заявили на доктринальном уровне, что они не могут позволить кому бы то ни было стать сильнее, влиятельнее Вашингтона. Поэтому мы с китайскими коллегами объективно заинтересованы в том, чтобы продолжать лидировать в усилиях по установлению более справедливого, демократичного миропорядка. Союзников у нас много, и число их будет расти, я не сомневаюсь. И, конечно, все это будет на благо демократизации международных отношений, когда каждый будет занимать свое место в мировых делах по справедливости, по реальному вкладу в развитие мировой экономики, мировой политики, мировой системы безопасности, а не за счет шантажа, угроз, ультиматумов, как это сейчас.
President Putin's two-day visit to China is the latest show of unity between the two allies against the US-led Western global world order.
Дуэт Москвы и Пекина играет важнейшую, уравновешивающую, балансирующую роль в мировых делах. И уверен, что предстоящий визит президента России в Китайскую Народную Республику укрепит эту нашу совместную работу.
This will be Putin's first foreign trip since he has been sworn in for the fifth time as Russia's president.
应习近平主席邀请，俄罗斯总统普京将于5月16日至17日对华进行开启新任期后的首次国事访问。访问期间，习近平主席将同普京总统就中俄建交75周年背景下双边关系、各领域合作以及共同关心的国际地区问题交换意见。我们会及时发布此访有关具体情况。
The Russian and Chinese presidents will discuss bilateral ties and cooperation in various other fields.
Well, we have many more global stories for our viewers. The Georgian parliament's approval of a divisive bill has sparked widespread criticism. Protesters have taken to the streets now to express their anger, with many attempting to even storm the parliament, Guinea.
Yeah, not just this. The critics see the bill as a threat to democratic freedom and say that this bill is a plan to halt the country's aspirations to join the European Union. Let's have a look at this story.
As Georgia passed a controversial foreign influence bill, thousands of people gathered on the streets of Tbilisi to protest. They reached the Georgian parliament and banged its metal doors to express their anger.
This is the part of the national liberation struggle, I think. We're back at it again, and I think overwhelming peaceful national resistance to the government that is trying to abolish democracy in Georgia. Approving this draft as a law by the third hearing is nothing less than the abrogation of democracy and the betrayal of the Georgian constitution. So we should respond through democratic but very direct and very effective means of mass mobilization and resistance.
The bill was approved in the third and final reading, with lawmakers voting 84 votes in favor to 30 against. The bill requires NGOs and media outlets receiving more than 20% of their funding from abroad to register as bodies pursuing the interests of a foreign power. Critics call the bill a threat to democratic freedoms and the country's aspiration to join the European Union, with many calling it a replica of a law that the governing Georgian Dream Party was pressurized to withdraw last year after street protests. The opposition has termed it the Russian law, as Moscow uses similar legislation to crack down on independent news media, non-profits and activists that are critical of the Kremlin.
Protesters there trying to storm the parliament in Georgia. Now moving on to other news, in a fervent display of solidarity, thousands marched in Sderot, Israel, demanding Gaza's reoccupation. Shivangi.
That is right. Amid the ongoing Israel-Hamas war and the escalating tensions, calling for Israeli settlements echoed through the streets. Here is a detailed report. Take a look.
In Sderot, Israel, a sea of voices rose, demanding Gaza's return to Israeli control. Far-right Israelis are calling for the re-establishment of settlements in Gaza, saying it's needed to protect the country.
We want to tell everybody in Israel and everybody in the world that Gaza is very, very important to us, and it has to be, again, in Israeli hands. Because if it won't be in Israeli hands, we won't finish the things that we started doing in this war.
But beyond the chants and flags, smoke billowed on the horizon, a stark reminder of the conflict's toll. For some, the solution lies in reoccupying Gaza, a move seen as vital for safeguarding Israel's future.
If we want quiet for the Toshvei Ha'otef or for Israel at all, Gaza should be in our hands. What will be in a year, 2, 3 from now, we will think.
Supporters snaked through the city, waving Israeli flags, dancing and singing Hebrew songs. Yet, amidst the calls for action, the reality of the ongoing violence continues to persist, with civilians on both sides caught in the crossfire.
Getting you some more global updates. Displaced people in Afghanistan's Baghlan province were left struggling to find shelter following deadly floods. Some of those displaced were seen setting up tents that were donated to them by the people and the NGOs.
The UN Food Agency estimates that unusually heavy seasonal rains have left more than 300 people dead and over 1,000 houses have been destroyed, most of them in the northern province of Baghlan. More details in this report.
In Baghlan, Afghanistan, scenes of desperation unfold as displaced families grapple with the aftermath of a catastrophic flood. Tents have become makeshift homes for those left with nothing.
برای ما یک سرپناه جای شود. یک سرپناه داشته باشیم، برای ما برنج میته، روغن میته، چیزی میته. اما ما کجا پخته کنیم این دولت؟ مثلا همین دیگ داریم، داغدون داریم، گاز داریم، میشه کوچی داریم را پخته کنیم. یک جای سرپناه بود، یک اولی بود، یک زندگی بود که ما بریم همینجا سرپناه خود زندگی.
Among them is Nakibullah Khan, who along with his family seeks solace within the confines of a donated tent. His plea echoes the sentiment of many as basic necessities become luxuries in the wake of disaster. The scale of the devastation is staggering, with heavy rains claiming hundreds of lives and destroying thousands of homes. In response, aid agencies have mobilized and delivered vital supplies to those in need. The United Nations Food Agency estimates that unusually heavy seasonal rains have left more than 300 people dead, with over 1,000 houses destroyed, most of them in northern province of Baghlan.
Well, viewers, heavy seasonal rains have caused massive devastation in Afghanistan. Well, it's time now to slip in a very short break, but viewers, don't go anywhere, as coming up after this break, Prime Minister leads BJP charge set to hold a mega roadshow in Mumbai today. This and much more after a very short break. Stay tuned.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबां केसरी
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of digital democracy. Some sectors like auto, real estate, fintech, and electronics are fueling this growth. The drivers of growth will be recognized at the Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards. Nominations open now. Stay tuned.
चल हो जा शुरू
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबां केसरी
אנחנו, השורדים, החטופים, הנרצחים, ההרוגים, העקורים מהדרום מהצפון והמשפחות השכולות, שילמנו בביתנו, בגופנו, בנפשנו, בחיינו ובחיי יקירנו כדי שנזכה להגיע ליום העצמאות הזה. והנה היום הגיע, אך העצמאות מבוששת לבוא.
Viewers, stay tuned to Republic as at 8 a.m. we will get you the strong words coming in from Dr. S. Jaishankar, where he's called out the Western media hypocrisy and has once again made India's position clear when it comes to the LAC standoff.
Welcome back, viewers. You're watching live this morning. And now let's quickly take our attention to an important strategic story of international importance. That is, India and Iran have signed a new 10-year agreement for the Tabar airport in Iran. And not just this, the high-valued port of strategic importance has not boosted just the trade ties between the two nations, but also reiterated India and Iran's commitment to collaborate on a multitude of aspects as part of their special partnership. Now, remember, viewers, U.S. had threatened of sanctions on India, as well as sanctions are in place in Iran, but still India has gone ahead and signed this deal. Now, let's take a look at this story.
Today, India and Iran have reached a historic milestone in their long-standing relationship, driven by the visionary ideals of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, championed by India's Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi. Under Modi's leadership, the momentous agreement that began on 23rd of May 2016 is culminating today in a long-term contract, symbolizing the enduring trust and deepening partnership between India and Iran. The Sabahar port is an India-Iran flagship project. Today, we witness the signing of the long-term contract for operating the Shahid Beheshti Port Terminal. I am confident that a firm, sustainable and long-term roadmap for developing the port has been established. I had today a very useful exchange of views with my dear colleague, Dr. Tsitsipas. We agreed to further deepen our transport and transit cooperation, including taking forward international north-south transport corridor.
through Iran, Central Asia, Russia, going that way.
आज हम लोगों ने
हमारे सबाहार पोर्ट की लॉन्ग टर्म कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में आज हम लोगों ने दस्तखत की है और ये बहुत साल से बातचीत चल रहे थे। इतना दिन तक तो ये शॉर्ट टर्म के थे, तो इसलिए इस पोर्ट के भविष्य को मजबूत बनाने के सिलसिले में और रीजनल कनेक्टिविटी को बढ़ावा देने के लिए प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी का जो विजन है, उस विजन को साकार करने के लिए आज ऐसे एक ऐतिहासिक कदम उठाए गए हैं।
And we continue to be live this morning. Coming up next are my colleagues Suesha and Samiksha. They will get to all the details. Much more coming up. Especially, we keep a very close eye on this story after United States sanctions warning over Chabahar deal. Jaishankar has given it back. Stay tuned. Do not go anywhere.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
चल, हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
For a country taking bold strides in economic growth and scientific advancement, India's digital success story is a unique study in brilliance. Semiconductors, space tech, EVs, fintechs, health techs, and more. Entrepreneurs driving India's brand new success story deserve a salute. Republic Business is all set to host its first ever Emerging Technology Awards. If you think your work qualifies, if you think you could inspire hundreds at home and beyond, do apply or nominate. For more details, log on to www.rbeta.in.
चल, हो जा शुरू।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो पतवारा हुआ रे।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of digital democracy. Some sectors like auto, real estate, fintech, and electronics are fueling this growth. The drivers of growth will be recognized at the Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards. Nominations open now. Stay tuned.
Hace 4 o 5 días de afuera. Pero te rompe, saca cosas y rompe. Acomodar cosas, comprar nuevo o comprar usado más barato y se rompe vuelta. Una cosa u otra se rompe. Es plata y plata nomás. Ya no se puede. Ya no te dan el trabajo, las ganas que tienes que tener. Es brava para levantar de vuelta.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand, brings you the latest breaking news updates from across the country only on Republic TV. And I am Rakshita Mishra.
This is Republic Luminous Studio, your destination for all the breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
Very good morning to all our viewers and thank you for tuning in. I'm Suesha Sawant. Joining me in the studio is Samiksha Srivastav. We get you live this morning. All that you need to know. Samiksha, do tell our viewers what's lined up in this edition.
Well, good morning, Suyesha, and of course to all our viewers who are tuning in at this hour. Of course, a lot lined up over the next 1 hour with special focus on the strong statements coming in from Dr. S. Jaishankar, where he's spoken at length not just about India's position when it comes to the LAC, but also about the Chabahar port deal that's been inked between India and Iran. First up, Suyesha, let's begin with the top headlines. Prime Minister leads BJP charge set to hold a mega roadshow in Mumbai today.
Assaultgate hits Aam Aadmi Party. Swati Maliwal's husband alleges conspiracy, claims threat to her life.
Sandesh Kali rises against Mamata government, women to take to streets in protest.
ISRCP and TDP cadres trade blows at polling booth in Andhra Pradesh's Tadipatri.
Trouble mounts for Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamalai as he faces prosecution for alleged hate speech.
If you look at even US's own attitude to Chabahar in the past, the US has been appreciative of the fact that Chabahar has a larger relevance. So we will work at it.
After United States sanctions, warning over Chabahar deal, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar hits back. First up, we begin with the news that is coming in from Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, this is the latest news from the valley where Lieutenant Governor G. Manoj Sinha has stated that there should be a zero-tolerance policy that has been adopted when it comes to protecting the Union territory against drugs to ensure a drug-free Jammu and Kashmir, Samiksha.
Well, absolutely, Suyesha. So very strong stand being taken by the J&K administration. Note that this was in a high-level meeting also that was convened to assess the performance of the Home Department. The LG Manoj Sinha further emphasized the necessity for united efforts involving the police, civil administration and even the civil society to work in tandem to eradicate this menace.
Oh yes, absolutely, Samiksha. This is the situation that the LG has certainly taken cognizance of and put out that message very clearly that there must be a massive crackdown on narco-terror and a serious strategy that should be devised and implemented such that everyone works in tandem and it is a coordinated effort, but initiative coming in very clearly from the LG where he says that there should be zero tolerance
towards narco terror. Now, there have been several instances of how narco has been recovered from those who have tried to infiltrate, and these are massive recoveries, Samiksha, that have been made. But here the LG takes a strong position on the crackdown on narco terror. Let me straight away cut across to Arawat, who's joining us live this morning. Arawat, do give us details of what the ground situation currently is, what are the trends that are being seen lately, and when the LG puts out this message, how is it being implemented on the ground?
Yeah, we have seen after the security agencies, now the LG Manusna has adopted a policy of zero tolerance against drugs to make a drug-free Jammu and Kashmir. We have seen recently in the North Kashmir's Baramulla district that the two major terror modules have been busted, in which 5 persons have been arrested and the 52 crore worth heroin have been recovered. We have seen from the various parts of the Kashmir that the security forces are alert on tours from line of control to other towns and streets in the Kashmir Valley. This time, LG Manoj Sinha chaired a high-level meeting yesterday, including the DG Jammu and Kashmir Police, and they have requested the public and other civil administration officers to work together to eliminate this threat balance in the Jammu and Kashmir. We have seen the recent past that the many catches was sent to Kashmir Valley from across the border, which was tried to involve the youngsters from the Kashmir Valley in the drug menace, but security forces are alert and they are ready to foil every nefarious attempt in the Kashmir Valley. And we have also seen yesterday, LG Manoj Sinha has discussed about the drug addictions. We have seen that the many patients are admitted in the North Kashmir's drug addiction center. Also, one more thing I want to mention here, that also we have seen the artificial based intelligence cameras have been installed on the Jammu National Highway, which is the main highway which connects Srinagar with the Jammu. And these cameras who have been latest technology system involves 5 Fox CCTV cameras that are integrated with a database containing the photographs of the terror outfits, like if we talk about Lashkar-e-Taiba and other, and also criminals who are affiliated with such things like narco terror. And these pictures have been put on these AI-based cameras to arrest them on the time. Yes, back to studios.
All right, Arawat, many thanks for getting us those details, and we certainly keep coming back to you for more on how they implement all this on the ground. Meanwhile, as we shift our focus to more news coming in from the national capital, where the Rouse Avenue Court has set a hearing as far as former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia is concerned. Now, he has been in the jail, I beg your pardon, but the bail plea, which will get a hearing today in the court. This comes after the Delhi High Court on the 14th of May had reserved its judgment in the plea filed by Sisodia.
That's right, Suyesha, and let's also tell our viewers that ED had stated that AAP, that is currently holding power in the national capital and even in Punjab, would be implicated as an accused in the money laundering investigation associated with the now scrapped liquor policy of the Delhi government. Let's go across to Aditya, who's joining us live from the national capital. Aditya, of course, it's going to be a very important hearing, but let's not forget very strong statements that came in by the ED yesterday, where they clearly stated that the AAP could be implicated, made and accused under Section 70 of the PMLA Act.
The custody of Manish Sisodia is scheduled to end today, and he will be produced in the Rouse Avenue Court around between 10 to 11 today. So what is important here is that the Enforcement Directorate has accused the entire Aam Aadmi Party in this Delhi excise policy case, and it needs to be seen as to how things unfold today in the case. So it needs to be seen that Manish Sisodia has been lodged in jail since February 23, 2023, and he is being probed both by CBI and ED, and it needs to be seen as to what further course of action takes place in this case, whether he will get bail or ED will refuse his bail on the grounds that the entire Aam Aadmi Party has been named in the Delhi excise policy case. Back to the studios.
All right, Aditya, thank you for the moment. So, Suyesha, of course, it is going to be a very important hearing, given that Arvind Kejriwal is currently also out on interim bail. Remains to be seen whether his former deputy will get that relief from the Delhi High Court or not.
All Oh yes, absolutely, Samisha, and lots that is brewing in the Aam Aadmi Party that is yet again caught in a controversy, while tensions around the Delhi liquor policy that continue to grip the party. A new Assaultgate that emerged in the Aam Aadmi Party, which has once again drawn the ire towards the party. Public eye, where answers are sought on what they are doing, as on the other hand we see that the court's ED has expressed its intention of naming the Aam Aadmi Party in the charge sheet, Samiksha.
And while we are tracking the latest on Liquorgate probe, Siyesha, let's take a look at this report, which has encapsulated all that has happened when it comes to Liquorgate probe so far.
It turned out to be a day of double whammy for the Aam Aadmi Party. First, in the Delhi High Court, the Enforcement Directorate submitted that they are soon going to file a supplementary charge sheet in which they are going to make the Aam Aadmi Party a co-accused in the Delhi Liquorgate scam. The ED has always maintained that Aam Aadmi Party as a body corporate was a beneficiary of the kickbacks that were taken by the party leaders as part of the changes or tweaks in the Delhi liquor policy, which is now called the Liquorgate scam. And ED is investigating, as also, of course, CBI. Almost 3 or 4 top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, including convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, have been arrested. Kejriwal, of course, happens to be out on bail, but this submission by the ED was in a bail hearing of then Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, now one of the key accused. In fact, ED maintains that Arvind Kejriwal happens to be the kingpin of this entire scam, the brain behind executing this policy change, which was ultimately implemented by Manish Sisodia and others. Manish Sisodia being the excise minister, having the portfolio of excise at that time. But what is important is that the ED now says that they have formed up the sections under which Aam Aadmi Party is going to be made a co-accused, essentially using the legal argument of vicarious liability, that whatever Aam Aadmi Party leaders did was ultimately to benefit the political objectives of the body corporate, which is AAP, and hence it has to be made a co-accused, which basically means that all the kickbacks that were taken for political objectives or furthering political objectives in Goa, as it is maintained in the probe, for that entire Aam Aadmi Party should be held responsible and hence made a co-accused. How the arguments go beyond would be interesting to watch out, but that was one. Second was after 31 hours, Aam Aadmi Party ultimately admitted to an incident inside the Chief Minister's residence when Swati Maliwal had come visiting. Remember, she's a Rajya Sabha member of the AAP and also former head of the Delhi Commission for Women. And she had made a phone call in which she had told the cops that she was assaulted inside the Chief Minister's residence by close aide of Arvind Kejriwal, Bibhav Kumar. Aam Aadmi Party maintained complete silence for over 24 hours, though of course Swati Maliwal also has not backed up her phone calls to the police with a formal complaint. It would be interesting how Delhi police takes it forward from here after the admission made by Sanjay Singh of AAP that yes, that incident did happen. What is being talked about is that maybe this admission came in after some thought and perhaps is aimed at preserving the bail of the interim bail of Arvind Kejriwal, because if he is seen to be part of something which becomes a criminal probe under IPC, then it can affect his bail conditions, which have been put by the Supreme Court when he was given an interim bail a few days back. So I think more like a defensive measure to take care of Arvind Kejriwal's interim bail conditions, but the Aam Aadmi Party ultimately admitting that Swati Maliwal indeed was assaulted inside the Chief Minister's residence.
And Saviksha, while this is the big news in the national capital, we also shift our focus down south to some election-related controversy, this time between the YSRCP and the TDP. This happened in Andhra Pradesh right after the polling actually concluded, and there was a violent confrontation between the YSRCP group and the TDP group of cadres. This as the TDP happens to be the primary opposition. TDP that went on to raise these concerns about safeguarding EVM machines, Saviksha.
Right, and also let's tell our viewers that violent incidents reportedly took place in Nadu in Andhra Pradesh as well, where these clashes were reported. In fact, also remember, viewers, that the polls in Andhra Pradesh coincided with the fourth phase of polling which took place in the country.
Clashes that erupted between the YSRCP and TDP workers over the safety and security of EVM machines post-polling continues. In a fresh face-off, Andhra Pradesh's Palnadu YSRCP activists vandalized the TDP office and set a car on fire. In response to the turbulent clashes during Monday's polling in the Palnadu region, additional police and paramilitary forces have been deployed in various areas to maintain peace and order. Reports also suggest that in Tirupati's Chandragiri constituency, TDP MLA Pulivarthi Nani was inspecting the strong room at Sri Padmavati Mahila University when assailants, allegedly YSRCP supporters, intercepted his vehicle and attacked him. Following the incident, the TDP supporters staged protests, demanding action against the attackers, leading to further tensions. As the post-poll violent clashes in Andhra Pradesh continued to surface, even a day after the voting was completed, the situation in the area remains tense, keeping the police on their toes in the entire state.
Well, that's what made news in Andhra Pradesh, as we also tell you what else is coming in from across the country in this next top news wrap. Yes, the Rouse Avenue Court that is all set to hear the case on the genocide of Sikhs in Janakpuri and Vikaspuri. This related to the 1984 Sikh riots case. The court is hearing the matter after taking cognizance of the charge sheet filed by the Special Investigation Team in the case. The court has booked former Congress leader Sajjan Kumar under various sections of the IPC for rioting armed with a deadly weapon and illegal provocation.
The SI teams carried out extensive searches in South Kashmir to investigate illegal trafficking of foreign nationals from neighboring countries into India under the guise of employment opportunities. Furthermore, incriminating material was also recovered. The searches were conducted in Shopian, Anantnag and Kulgam.
The Supreme Court of India is scheduled to hear the bail plea of jailed DMK leader and former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister V. Senthil Balaji. Balaji was arrested last year in connection with the pay for jobs scam. This in Tamil Nadu, as he is now seeking bail in the money laundering case.
Delhi High Court is set to hear Sameer Mahindru's interim bail petition today concerning the Delhi liquor policy that's now scrapped. Mahindru, a liquor businessman, is seeking an extension of his interim bail, initially granted on medical grounds due to his wife's ill health.
Former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia, implicated in the Delhi liquor scam case, will appear in the Rouse Avenue Court today as his judicial custody concludes. Additionally, the court will conduct a hearing on framing charges against the accused in the CBI case linked to the Delhi liquor policy scam.
The Jammu and Kashmir High Court will address ED's petition that challenges the bail granted to Congress candidate and prominent campaigner Chaudhry Lal Singh. Note that the ED had arrested him in connection with a case involving irregularities in a land acquisition by a non-governmental organization operated by his wife. Initially scheduled for 18th of April, the petition was postponed due to the court's other hearings.
And well, we now shift our focus to what is happening in the world of sports this morning. This as all eyes are on the IPL contest that is set to take place tonight between Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings in Guwahati. Samiksha?
Well, that's right. So lots line up for sports enthusiasts tonight. It is Rajasthan Royals who are going into the match with their spot sealed in the playoffs. So the contest tonight is one of pride. Let's take a look at this report.
In match number 65 of the IPL, it's time for Rajasthan Royals to face Punjab Kings in Guwahati. It is Rajasthan Royals who are going into the match with their spot sealed in the playoffs. However, with 3 consecutive losses in the run-up to this match, the Royals will be keen to end this season on a top note by winning their last 2 games. Punjab Kings, on the other hand, have put a rest to all hopes of qualifying in the playoffs. Sitting last on the points table, the last 2 games for Punjab are a matter of pride to win. However, Punjab too comes into the contest with a 2-match losing streak. In the head-to-head stats, it is the Royals who have the upper hand over the Kings. With Rajasthan having won 16 of the 27 games the 2 teams have played against each other so far. As the 2 teams head to the field in Guwahati tonight, all eyes will be set on Rajasthan if they can crack their losing streak ahead of the playoffs. Or will it be Punjab Kings that will pull a massive upset?
And moving on to get you more from the world of sports. Yes, the logo for the 2025 World Athletics Championship has been released, and needless to say, it's garnering all the attention among athletes and the media alike.
That's right. Local designer Naka Waka's winning design, which has been chosen from over 300 entries, encapsulates the theme of the World Tokyo connecting with Japan's most renowned athletes in attendance. Anticipation is, of course, high for a thrilling event at the National Stadium, which is going to be taking place next September.
The logo for the highly anticipated 2025 World Athletics Championship was unveiled in the host city of Tokyo for the prestigious event. Selected from an impressive pool of 368 submissions, the chosen design was crafted by a local designer, Ryo Nakagawa. The unveiled logo symbolizes the fusion of modernity and tradition. Its dynamic composition embodies a sense of speed, while subtle nods to Japanese aesthetics add layers of cultural significance. Of particular note are the stripes within the logo, inspired by the city's code for Tokyo. These stripes not only pay homage to the city's identity, but also cleverly represent the lanes of a track.
すごく嬉しくて誇りに思ってます。で、先ほど会見でもお話ししましたけれども、大きなスポーツイベントのデザインに関わりたいという思いでずっとやってきたので、夢が叶ったかな、長いことやってきてよかったなっていうのが率直な感想です。
Amongst those present at the unveiling was Japan's own Haruka Kitaguchi, the reigning women's javelin world champion.
あまり叶えてこられなかったので、今回次の2025の東京の世界陸上ではたくさんお世話になった方々が現地に足を運んでくれればいいなっていうふうに思います。
With the excitement palpable and preparations well underway, the stage is set for an unforgettable showcase of athleticism and culture. The Japanese capital is set to host the world's finest athletes between September 13th and 21st of 2025.
And on that note, viewers, it is time for us to slip into a very short commercial break, but we'll also tell you the big stories that we're tracking for you this morning. Yes, in Chandeshkhali, there is an uprising against the Mamata government, women who've taken to the streets in protest.
After US sanctions warning over Chabahar deal, External Affairs Minister hits back. More on that after a very short break.
हम चल पड़े किस जुनू किस शान से। ऐ भारत हम चल पड़े किस जुनू किस शान से। जन्नत नुमा कश्मीर से, आसाम के बागान से, दिल्ली का लहड़पन लिए यूपी के खलिहान से, महाराष्ट्र से, गुजरात से, कर्नाटक से, राजस्थान से, तब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से। जय हो राह हो प्रवाह हो नव हो नवीन हो, देश हो विदेश हो जेके हो। जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से, जय हो जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से।
जेके टायर, देश का टायर।
viewers, on to the other big story we are tracking this morning. Now, note a day after the US warned of potential risk of sanctions after India inked that 10-year agreement for the Chabahar port. India's External Affairs Minister has sent out a very strong message saying that one should not have a narrow view of this project that's been inked between India and Iran.
Oh yes, absolutely, Samiksha. In fact, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has hit out. He's further called out the United States doublespeak on this matter. He's added that if you look at the US's own attitude towards the port in Chabahar, the US has been appreciative of the fact that Chabahar has been of larger relevance. Let's listen into that statement.
Last question, the Iran issue. You know, we've had a long association with the Chabahar port, but this was, we could never sign a long-term agreement, and the reason was there were various problems in the Iranian end, you know, who was our partner, JV, it's a JV, huh? So, you know, joint venture, the partner changed, conditions changed. So finally we were able to sort this out, and we were able to actually get the long-term agreement done, and the long-term agreement is necessary because without it you cannot really improve the port operations, and the port operations we believe will benefit the entire region. So I did see some remarks which were made, but I think it's a question of, you know, communicating and convincing and, you know, getting people to understand that this is actually for everybody's benefit. I don't think people should take a narrow view of it, and they have not done so in the past. So if you look at even US's own attitude to Chabahar in the past, the US has been appreciative of the fact that Chabahar has a larger relevance. So you know, we will work at it.
All right, so there you heard Dr. S. Jaishankar sending out a strong message, speaking on the Chabahar port deal that's been in between India and Iran. The External Affairs Minister says that this is actually for everybody's benefit and that one should not have a narrow view of it, further adding that US knows that Chabahar has a larger relevance. So these are the statements coming in from Dr. S. Jaishankar after the Chabahar port deal has been inked for 10 years between India and Iran.
And Samiksha, as we continue to get to our viewers more news from across the globe, yes, this is a statement that has been made by UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, and a strong one in nature. This was while he was delivering a speech at the Policy Exchange think tank, where he said that the United Kingdom looks up to India as an economic superpower. Samiksha?
That's right. The UK Prime Minister further pledged to make UK a dynamic economy, further adding that the UK government is working its best to work on those teething problems for the UK economy as a whole. Let's take a look at this report.
On Monday, UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak referred to India's ascent as an economic superpower while committing to fostering a dynamic, innovative economy driven by technological advancement. The British PM rained his praises on the country while delivering a speech on security at the Policy Exchange think tank. Asserting that the next 5 years will witness greater change than the previous 30, Sunak, in his address on security, emphasized the need for a clear plan and bold ideas to ensure a secure future for the British populace. Sunak noted that emerging economic powers like India, Indonesia and Nigeria are reshaping the global economy rapidly. Sunak even highlighted India's economic resilience amid global challenges, including navigating the aftermath of COVID-19. Sunak's commendation of India coincides with the Reserve Bank of India's forecast in February, expecting the country's GDP to expand by 7% in 2024 to 2025. Similarly, IMF too raised India's GDP growth projection for 2024-25 by 30 basis points in their report. Sunak's speech has indeed underscored the soaring Indian economy.
And yes, the other big global headline that is making news, because it is Vladimir Putin, who has since assuming office for the 5th term, as he is ready for his first foreign visit this week, and he is all set to visit China to strengthen relations between the two countries. Now, Samiksha, this is of utmost importance because all eyes on the growing bonhomie between Russia and China.
And to add to that, Suisha, during his 2-day visit, President Putin will meet Chinese President Xi Jinping. The two leaders will discuss bilateral ties amongst other issues.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is all set to visit China this week. Russia's acting foreign minister Sergei Lavrov added that the cooperation of the two countries will play an important role in world affairs.
Он вырвался в лидеры мирового развития, и это не устраивает США, которые вместе со своими сателлитами, подмяв под себя уже весь остальной Запад, заявили на доктринальном уровне, что они не могут позволить кому бы то ни было стать сильнее, влиятельнее Вашингтона. Поэтому мы с китайскими коллегами объективно заинтересованы в том, чтобы продолжать лидировать в усилиях по установлению более справедливого, демократичного миропорядка. Союзников у нас много, и число их будет расти, я не сомневаюсь. И, конечно, все это будет на благо демократизации международных отношений, когда каждый будет занимать свое место в мировых делах по справедливости, по реальному вкладу в развитие мировой экономики, мировой политики, мировой системы безопасности, а не за счет шантажа, угроз, ультиматумов, как это сейчас.
President Putin's 2-day visit to China is the latest show of unity between the two allies against the US-led Western global world order.
Дуэт Москвы и Пекина играет важнейшую, уравновешивающую, балансирующую роль в мировых делах, и уверен, что предстоящий визит президента России в Китайскую Народную Республику укрепит эту нашу совместную работу.
This will be Putin's first foreign trip since he has been sworn in for the 5th time as Russia's president.
应习近平主席邀请，俄罗斯总统普京将于5月16日至17日对华进行开启新任期后的首次国事访问。访问期间，习近平主席将同普京总统就中俄建交75周年背景下双边关系、各领域合作以及共同关心的国际地区问题交换意见。我们会及时发布此访有关具体情况。
The Russian and Chinese presidents will discuss bilateral ties and cooperation in various other fields.
And for now, let's shift focus to the latest that we are tracking on the Israel-Hamas war. In a fervent display of solidarity, thousands of protesters marched in the Sderot city of Israel, demanding Gaza's reoccupation as the conflict zone largely stands deserted.
Oh yes, absolutely, Samiksha. But Israel's position is very clear because as the current situation continues to escalate with regards to the war, there were these calls for Israeli settlements that echoed through the streets. Let's get our viewers all the details in this next report.
In Sderot, Israel, a sea of voices rose, demanding Gaza's return to Israeli control. Far-right Israelis are calling for the re-establishment of settlements in Gaza, saying it's needed to protect the country.
We want to tell everybody in Israel and everybody in the world that Gaza is very, very important to us, and it has to be, again, in Israeli hands. Because if it won't be in Israeli hands, we won't finish the things that we started doing in this war.
But beyond the chants and flags, smoke billowed on the horizon, a stark reminder of the conflict's toll. For some, the solution lies in reoccupying Gaza, a move seen as vital for safeguarding Israel's future.
If we want quiet for the Toshvei Authorizes or for Israel at all, Gaza should be in our hands. What will be in a year, 2, 3 from now, we will think.
Supporters snaked through the city, waving Israeli flags dancing and singing Hebrew songs. Yet, amidst the calls for action, the reality of the ongoing violence continues to persist, with civilians on both sides caught in the crossfire.
And viewers, as we slip in a very short break, stay tuned to Republic as we continue our special coverage. Prime Minister is all set to campaign in Mumbai this morning.
Oh yes, absolutely, Samiksha, and we continue to track the Prime Minister's roadshow. But YSRCP and TDP cadres who trade blows at the polling booth in Andhra Pradesh's Taripatri. This happened. Those pictures on your screens. We'll get you all the details after the short breather. Do stay with us.
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
Supreme's over 9,000 and more plumbing and drainage products and water tanks are made from high-quality raw materials and innovative designs. Supreme Total Piping Solutions, with you for a lifetime.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of digital democracy. Some sectors like auto, real estate, fintech and electronics are fueling this growth. The drivers of growth will be recognized at the Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards. Nominations open now. Stay tuned.
אנחנו, השורדים, החטופים, הנרצחים, ההרוגים, העקורים מהדרום מהצפון והמשפחות השכולות, שילמנו בביתנו, בגופנו, בנפשנו, בחיינו ובחיי יקירנו כדי שנזכה להגיע ליום העצמאות הזה. והנה היום הגיע, אך העצמאות מבוששת לבוא.
אני גאה בכם שלא הלכתם לאותם טקסים ביישובים בהם אתם גרים, שבאתם לפה להזדהות עם האחים שלי שהם האחים שלכם, שאתם לא עוזבים 132 חטופים כבר 7 חודשים, ואתם מסרבים להמשיך את השגרה הזו כשהם לא בבית. המלחמה שלנו זה המלחמה שלכם.
And viewers, it's indeed good news for the Indian economy as the world is hailing India's growth story. It's UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak who's once again hailed India's economic growth all these years.
Oh yes, absolutely, Samiksha. And remember, it is not just Rishi Sunak, but we also have the IMF that has hailed India's growth. The latest, of course, as IMF has projected for India's robust economic expansion for the current fiscal year. Not just this, global rating agency Moodys too has released its latest economic outlook on India, in which it has projected some robust numbers. Let's take a look at this report.
As Indian economy continues to soar, global ratings agency Moodys has released its latest economic outlook for India. As per Moodys, the Indian economy is projected to grow at around 6.6% in the fiscal year 2025. Moody's predictions come after Indian economy experienced a notable expansion of around 8% in the last fiscal year. The strong projection of the Indian economy as per Moody's is attributed to India's strong non-banking financial companies. The robust projection reveals the strength of India's NBFC sector, which is experiencing a rise from the increasing credit demand in the country, adding to their profitability. In their projections, Moody's has also projected India's growth in the upcoming fiscal year at around 6.2%. The Moody's report comes as part of a recent flurry of India's growth projections from international agencies that have shown resilient growth numbers despite global economic stress. While the Reserve Bank of India has projected India's growth at around 7% for the current fiscal year, the IMF has projected India's growth at around 6.8%, with more revisions expected to take place. Meanwhile, the Asian Development Bank has projected India's growth at around 7.2% in the current fiscal year.
And viewers, as we slip in a very short break, stay tuned to Republic as we will get you the election updates from across the country. 3 more phases to go as we track the latest from across the country after a very short break. And tracking the latest in Bengal, where Sandesh Khali rises against Mamata government, women take to streets in protest.
Also, after United States sanctioned warning over Chabahar deal, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has hit back. We'll get you that detailed statement on the other side, so stay tuned.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबां केसरी.
For a country taking bold strides in economic growth and scientific advancement, India's digital success story is a unique study in brilliance. Semiconductors, space tech, EVs, fintechs, health techs, and more. Entrepreneurs driving India's brand new success story deserve a salute. Republic Business is all set to host its first ever Emerging Technology Awards. If you think your work qualifies, if you think you could inspire hundreds at home and beyond, do apply or nominate. For more details, log on to www.rbeta.in.
चल हो जा शुरू.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुमा केसरी।
Digital India is marching in full swing and with high spirits to achieve the target of digital democracy. Some sectors like auto, real estate, fintech, and electronics are fueling this growth. The drivers of growth will be recognized at the Republic Business Emerging Tech Awards. Nominations open now. Stay tuned.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुमा केसरी।
In the global employability rankings by Times Higher Education UK, only the following 6 institutions from India are ranked amongst the top 230 in the world for having the most employable graduates. IIT Delhi, IISc Bangalore, IIT Bombay, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur and Amity University.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Hace 4 o 5 días que estoy afuera. Pero te rompe, sacar cosas y romper. Acomodar cosas, comprar nuevo o comprar usado más barato y se rompe vuelta. Una cosa u otra se rompe. Es plata y plata nomás. Ya no se puede. Ya no te dan el trabajo, las ganas que tienes que tener. Es brava para levantar de vuelta.
सीटों का चुनाव पूरा हो गया है। बंगाल में 18 सीटों का चुनाव पूरा हो गया है। आज मैं बताकर जाता हूं कि 380 सीट में मोदी जी 270 सीट लेकर पूर्ण बहुमत प्राप्त कर चुके हैं और आगे की लड़ाई 400 पार करने की है।
This is Republic Luminous Studio, your destination for all the breaking news updates. I'm Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's get started.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
जब हिंदुस्तान मिले हिंदुस्तान से
JK टायर, देश का टायर।
Hello and welcome viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking with me, Ginny Narula. A big day as Prime Minister Narendra Modi is all set to lead his mega rally in Mumbai. But before that, we'll get you the top headlines we're tracking at this hour. Prime Minister leads BJP charge set to hold a mega road show in Mumbai today. Assaultgate hits up. Swati Maliwal's husband alleges conspiracy, claims threat to her life. Sandesh Khali rises against Mamata government. Women to take to streets in protest. Now, Hemanta throws an open challenge, says for 400 par means Shivale in Gyanvapi and Pakistan occupied Kashmir back with India.
Western media actually in some cases openly endorse candidates and endorse political parties in this country. I mean, they don't hide their preference.
Jaishankar slams Western media propaganda, calls it an attempt to tarnish India's image.
US's own attitude to Chabahar in the past, the US has been appreciative of the fact that Chabahar has a larger relevance, so we will work at it.
After United States sanctions warning over Chabahar deal, External Affairs Minister hits back. Viewers, yet another controversy has hit Aam Aadmi Party now after Swati Maliwal levelled a scathing assault charge against Kejriwal's PA Bibhav Kumar. And after AAP admitted to the charges, assuring appropriate action, Swati Maliwal's former husband has now claimed conspiracy, alleging a threat to Swati Maliwal's life. Let's listen in to the remark.
सीएम हाउस अरविंद केजरीवाल के घर में स्वाति के साथ जो मारपीट हुई है स्वाति मालीवाल के साथ, तो पहली बात तो मैं बता दूं भाई, मेरा उनके साथ तलाक हो चुका है, करीब 4 साल से हमारा कोई संपर्क है नहीं। दूसरी बात जो मैं बताऊं आपको, जो स्वाति के साथ ये घटना हुई है, ये पूरी साजिशन घटना हुई है, पूरी साजिश के तहत घटना हुई है और उसको अब डराया धमकाया जा रहा है और उसके साथ कुछ भी हो सकता है, ये भी मैं जानकारी के लिए आपको बता देता हूं।
Well, some very serious charges by Swati Maliwal's ex-husband there. He's gone on to say that her life is under threat. Now, viewers, these are very serious allegations. Remember, Swati Maliwal was assaulted by Bibhav Kumar, who's, of course, a close aide of Arvind Kejriwal, and a police complaint was registered. In fact, an FIR was not lodged. Joining us on this is my colleague Gopi. Now, Gopi, a very good morning to you. Very serious, very serious allegations and charges, and Swati Maliwal's ex-husband has gone on to say that her life is under threat. How has the Aam Aadmi Party reacted to it?
Well, very good morning to you, Ginny, and good morning to the viewers. We have been following this and tracking this story in detail. We know that yesterday Sanjay Singh, the Aam Aadmi Party leader, had commented that they are going to take action on Bibhav Kumar after he was accused of assaulting Swati Maliwal. Following that, we also happened to track her ex-husband's Twitter account, where he had said that it's a huge conspiracy and it's a life threat for Swati Maliwal. Now, talking about the event, what had happened actually on that day was that Swati Maliwal had called at 9:31 and 9:39 a.m. in the morning at PCR, post which she also went to the Civil Lines police station. She went there, she was asked to undergo medical examination, post which she went missing. She has not officially filed any complaint at the police station. But yes, the story is developing and there are serious allegations on Bibhav Kumar as well as Kejriwal, on whose direction this entire incident had happened. Back to you, Ginny.
Right, Gopi, do we know any, what was the reason behind the altercation, and if any action is going to be taken against Bibhav Kumar by the party leader, by the Aam Aadmi Party Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal? Have we heard anything from him yet?
Not really, Ginny. We haven't heard anything as yet. After Sanjay Singh's comment, we don't have anything from the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's wait for today. Let's see what kind of statements come from the Aam Aadmi Party. Back to you.
All right, Gopi, of course, it's a developing story, and we will keep coming back to you as and when more details emerge. On that note, we'll shift focus to other stories now. Well, viewers, we have more reactions on this. The BJP has hit back, saying that it is completely unacceptable, and it took Aam Aadmi Party 36 hours to issue a statement on the incident. And further, they allege that there is a deliberate attempt to brush the matter under the carpet. Let's listen in to those reactions.
30 घंटे लग गए आम आदमी पार्टी के सांसद को ये जवाब देने में कि हम संज्ञान लेंगे। एक महिला के साथ, मुख्यमंत्री आवास के साथ अंदर बदतमीजी की जाती है, अभद्रता की जाती है, और आप कह रहे हैं संज्ञान लेंगे। इसी से पता चलता है कि ये आम आदमी पार्टी कितनी संवेदनहीन है। अरे, एक बहन के साथ अगर मुख्यमंत्री आवास में इस तरह की घटना घटती है, उसके पीछे का दोषी कौन है? मुख्यमंत्री खुद अंदर थे, उसी समय पुलिस को बुलाना चाहिए था, कार्रवाई करने के लिए कहना चाहिए था, और 36 घंटे के बाद भी पुलिस कार्रवाई की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं कि हम संज्ञान लेंगे। तो सीधा सीधा लीपापोती करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। राजनीतिक दबाव के चलते स्वाति मालीवाल को चुप कराया जा रहा है, और जो घटना है उसको छुपाने की कोशिश की जा रही है।
अभी तक विभव कुमार जो प्रमुख आरोपी प्रथम दृष्टया नजर आ रहे हैं, उनके खिलाफ भी कोई कार्रवाई नहीं।
देखिए, विभव कुमार हम सब जानते हैं अरविंद केजरीवाल के सहयोगी हैं, सारे काम उनके संभालते हैं, और विभव कुमार ऐसे नहीं करेंगे कि खुद उठ के कर देंगे। उनको उकसाया किसने, उनको डायरेक्शन किसने दी? इन तथ्यों की जांच होनी चाहिए।
अरविंद केजरीवाल, स्वाति मालीवाल और उनकी पत्नी, सबका आपस का है, इसमें हम कहाँ पढ़ने जाएंगे भाई? केजरीवाल का तो अभी एक ही चेहरा, भ्रष्टाचारी चेहरा देख रहे हैं, अब दूसरा चेहरा देखने लगेंगे तो हमें गड़बड़ा जाएगा। अरविंद केजरीवाल, स्वाति मालीवाल और उनकी पत्नी, सबका आपस का है, इसमें हम कहाँ पढ़ने जाएंगे भाई? केजरीवाल का तो अभी एक ही चेहरा, भ्रष्टाचारी चेहरा देख रहे हैं, अब दूसरा चेहरा देखने लगेंगे तो हमें गड़बड़ा जाएगा।
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Moving on to a quick news alert coming in from Nanded, where Income Tax Department conducted raids last evening, seizing 14 crore cash and 8 crores worth gold. Now, furthermore, the Income Tax Department also confiscated rupees 170 crore worth